What is going on, everybody? D. Illa here. I wanted to come out and talk about a few things concerning the New York Giants, the GM search, what we could possibly do at the quarterback position this year coming up. And, it's kind of crazy that I'm already talking about this stuff considering the season just ended. But you know how us New York Giants fans are. I mean, we're fans of this team, 365 days a year, 24/7. It just never changes. There's never an off season for any of us. Regardless of how bad the team was, we're always looking for ways for this team to get better and for them to improve, regardless of how things turn out, year after year. But as far as the GM situation goes, you got Joe Schoen and you have Ryan Poles from the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, those are good candidates for the job itself. But I'm a big Adam Peters guy. I really believe in what he's built over there with the San Francisco 49ers. You look at the talent and the depth that team has, and considering they're doing what they're doing with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback, I mean, that's very impressive to me. It's one thing to win, with a guy like Josh Allen, like, Joe Schoen is with the Buffalo Bills, and it's another thing to win with a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo for the San Francisco 49ers, which is what Adam Peters is doing over there. Those are two completely different situations when it comes to the quarterback position. Obviously, Josh Allen is miles upon miles above Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, Garoppolo is not a very good quarterback by any means, not by my standards. And I've never really had a lot of faith in Jimmy Garoppolo, and he hasn't done much this season as far as throwing the football. He's made a lot of stupid mistakes, and he's never been a guy that's really done much for me at the quarterback position. But considering the depth and the talent that team has, and the deep playoff run that they're making right now, that's a testament to Adam Peters and the things that he's been able to do as the assistant general manager for the San Francisco 49ers. And hands down, to me, he's the best candidate for this job. I mean, you hear about all the talk around the league, considering how good of a talent evaluator he is. He's the guy that I think you need to go out and get. And I understand, Joe Schoen and Ryan Poles, they have done great jobs in their respective positions, but to me, their talent is far better than what Adam Peters is necessarily dealing with. I wouldn't say it's far better. It's just, like I said, with Joe Schoen, he's got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and that takes you a long way in this league. And then you look at Ryan Poles. I mean, you got Tyreek Hill, you've got Pat Mahomes, and then you got Travis Kelce. I mean, those are three of the best players at their position in this league, man. So it's just tough to put any stock into what he's done. The past couple seasons, Pat Mahomes, he hasn't had the greatest offensive line. A lot of people give Ryan Poles a lot of credit for building up that offensive line this past year, and he hit on the free agents that he went out and got for that team, and he definitely improved the offensive line. It's kind of like, I mean, you look at the things that Dave Gettleman did for the New York Giants, and he attempted to go out and do the same exact thing. He brought in free agents for this team. They just didn't work out. He tried to bring in the best available people that were there, but they just flat out didn't work out. But you look at a guy like Ryan Poles and the people that were available at the time, when he went out and made his free agent signings, they worked out. I mean, that's just the way it is in the NFL sometimes. But other times, it doesn't necessarily work out. But sorry about that. I've got people walking around my truck, and I'm just kind of paying attention to what they're doing. But yeah, I think Adam Peters is the man for the job. I really like what he's done with that team. You look at guys like Debo, you look at George Kittle. I mean, those guys are big contributors to that team. You look at a guy like Brandon Ayuk. Sorry about that. And then you look at all the pieces that they have on defense, and just all the picks that he's hit on in the later rounds for that team. Like I said, he's just considered a very good talent evaluator, and to me, he's the guy you want to go out and get. He's the guy that I want for this team. As far as the quarterback position goes, you guys know I'm a big. I've been a big, I've supported Daniel Jones, and I don't know what that dude is. I really don't. I don't think any of us do at this point in time. A lot of people believe he's the fumbling, quarterback that we've seen, and mistake-prone quarterback that we've seen the past 3 years, and he may very well be. I mean, at this point in time, I can't really have much faith in him myself. But at the same time, he's going into his fourth year, and I don't really see any other options in this draft class that we could go out and possibly bring in with these early first-round picks, because that's just not the direction I want this team to go. I just think you're better off just sticking with him one more season just to see if he gets it. Most likely he won't. Most likely he'll fall flat on his face. But what else is, what's one more season of losing for us? I mean, we've been through a freaking decade of this bullshit at this point. So it's like, just deal with one more season and just see if he can finally get it together. And hopefully we bring in two solid offensive linemen to try to improve this line, and just add them to Andrew Thomas on the outside. And I want that offensive line to get stabilized, man. This is something that we have to do. And I stated this 2 years ago, like when we drafted Andrew Thomas. I was just like, it's something that we have to get done. And this offensive line has been a shambles for so long. It's just like, let's just get it done. When you take offensive linemen with early picks like that, you have such a higher chance of them actually, panning out, as opposed to waiting for one in the later rounds. Those guys are just very difficult to come by. And it's just, and I've been saying, man, we need to take a page, a blueprint, a page out of the Dallas Cowboys, and just go out and try to build up this line, just like they did, a handful of years ago when they put all that stock into the offensive line, and just follow the same blueprint that they had, and build up this line, and then build up the team after that, and start adding pieces. Go with the safe, smart picks right now. We cannot take any gambles on guys like Malik Willis at this point in time, or Kenny Pickett. I just think it's too much of a gamble, because if we gamble on a guy like Willis or a guy like Pickett, and we draft, an offensive lineman with that other, top 7 pick, but the other guy that we didn't take, that we chose to take Malik Willis with, or Kenny Pickett, that guy goes on to have a great NFL career, and the quarterback that we selected completely flops. I mean, this is basically like a Saquon, Quentin Nelson situation all over again. And I don't think any of us want that to happen again, because all of us will just be sick beyond belief if that takes place one more time. So I'm just saying, play it safe and just bring in the offensive line talent, and then build up this team after that. If a guy like Adam Peters comes in here, he could probably build this team kind of similar to what the 49ers have in place right now. Maybe we could bring in a power running back to add to Saquon, and maybe we can get some kind of running game going with 3 outstanding offensive linemen on that line. Obviously, we don't have Kyle Shanahan to run, the parts of the offense to really get that running game going, but I'm sure we can manufacture something with the new coaching staff that we have in place. Maybe it might not be up to par with Kyle Shanahan, but maybe it could be close. But we need to put the talent on that offensive line and build it up, so we can protect our quarterback and we can get some kind of running game going. But yeah, later on in this draft, I think we definitely need to take a shot on another running back and bring in somebody. Because I'm telling you, man, we need somebody like Ahmad Bradshaw. We need a guy like Brandon Jacobs. Now, Brandon Jacobs, we'll probably never have another running back like that ever again. I mean, those guys just don't come around very often. Guys that are 6'4", 245, 250 pounds. But just to have a power back like those two were, and yes, Ahmad Bradshaw was a power back. He wasn't necessarily the biggest guy in the world, but when he dropped his shoulder on you and he had that ball in his hands, man, he'd hit you like a freaking tank. That guy was one of the toughest running backs this team ever had, and just like all the ankle injuries and everything that he dealt with over his career, and he fought through all that stuff, and man, he would continue to take on defenders and just try to run right through you regardless of his size. He was just a great running back for us, and it's just the type of player that we need again, man. We need a guy like that in the backfield that shows a little bit of grit and just fights for those extra yards. We just don't have players like that. I was watching the 49ers playoff game the other day, and it was towards the end of the game, and they threw a pass out to Deebo Samuel on the right side of the field. The 49ers were trying to kill the clock, and when he caught the ball, Deebo was probably like 3 or 4 yards from the first down, and he got hit by that first guy, and Deebo just kept on turning his legs. He got hit by another defender, and he just kept on turning his legs. He got hit by another one, and he just kept on going forward. You were not going to deny that man the first down. And he somehow got it, and, after that, the 49ers just ran the clock out, and then that was the end of the game. The rest was history. You saw what happened with Dak and what took place with that, but Deebo, keeping the ball in the 49ers' possession just with that great effort, I mean, it just shows me, like, those are the type of players that we need on this team just desperately. But yeah, you guys, those are the things I wanted to go over with in the video. Sorry, I'm kind of like stumbling over my words here and there, trying to get this done fairly quickly. But yeah, that's it for the video, you guys. I guess I'll talk to you in the next one. I appreciate you tuning in as always. I hope you have a great evening, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye. See ya.